I'm on I hate my period for 3 years while I make clay slime. So I got my first period when I was 14 years old. Get your money's worth and let it drain. Like, I'm not playing with y'all. I was a late bloomer. Everybody else in my family got their period when they were like 10, 11, or 12. I got mine when I was 14 years old. I'm gonna tell y'all my logic on why I didn't tell anyone. This is the time when my auntie was sick with stage 4 cancer, and I did not want to be another money burden because, like, I lived in a house full of girls who got their period anyway, so it wasn't like anyone would notice. Mind y'all, this is like my 14-year-old brain logic, okay? Like, it made no sense. So when I first got my period, I actually did not think it was my period. Like, that sounds stupid, but I didn't think it. When it came along like the next month, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is real. People weren't paying attention to me like as it was anyway, so no one freaking caught on, okay? So like, this is like a good month or two now, and I ended up moving to my dad's house. And how he didn't peep it is even more crazy to me, because we lived in a studio apartment. We shared one bathroom, and so it was just like, you didn't notice that your daughter, like, you know, had her period. I don't know. Mind you, I was stealing like his girlfriend's sanitary products like the whole time. I was stealing it, and how she didn't notice, like, hey, my supplies is running out. Like, it's kind of weird. But we ended up moving in with one of my aunties and my dad's girlfriend, and I would steal their products like all the time. And the reason why I did not tell my dad was literally because I did not want the attention of, oh my gosh, you're like a woman now. For some reason, I have anxious anxiety, so that seemed like a pretty big deal to me. I don't know why. Time jump, we're at like the 3-year mark, and my sister ended up getting her period, right? So she tells me and my other sister, and she ends up hiding her period for a month, like, with us knowing, and then she accidentally leaves blood on the toilet. And so obviously my dad and his girlfriend come in, and they're like, oh, who has their period and who's hiding it from us, and all that annoying stuff. And it was just a terrible situation, because they try to make it seem like my sister was better than me because she apparently got her stuff before me, which she didn't. They just didn't know that, and I just kept my mouth shut. I was like, oh, she better than me? Okay. Like, they tried to put me and my siblings up against each other so much, and me and my siblings was just looking at each other like, you're cute. I ended up telling my dad like maybe a month or two later, and he's like, why would you hide something like that? Like, I couldn't even tell y'all why. Like, truly, I really thought that I was doing the world justice. And then it just became like a secret that I kept. That was one of my darkest little secrets at the time, and I thought I was eating it up. Like, I'm mysterious. No, you should have told somebody. That's how, like, I hid it for 3 years. Like, no one knew. I just was using sanitary products. I really did get lucky. I don't know how. I just kept getting lucky. I kept moving in with people who had already had their periods, and I was just stealing their stuff. And, you know, yeah. I need to set something straight with y'all, because I'm tired of seeing this in my comments. I am not walking around with clumps of slime underneath my nails when I'm done. I always wash my hands because I'm dealing with laundry detergent, and my hands sometimes get sensitive, okay? And number 2, with my rings, I clean my rings. I'm not walking around with clumps of slime in my ring, okay? I'm not walking around with dirty, sticky fingers. So eliminate that thought. When it comes to my beautiful hands, I'm very clean. And just because my nails, like my real life nails, are long, does not mean I'm dirty. Does not mean I keep them dirty. No. Okay, y'all. So stop. Bye, guys. My crush sent me death threats because he dated my cousin while I make slime. Get your money's worth and let it drain. You already know. Like, you know. So basically, in the 9th grade, I had this massive crush on this boy we're gonna call Little Tim, right? So me and Little Tim, we became friends, and obviously the crush freaking progressed more and more. I had already knew that me and Tim were never gonna, like, date, because I wasn't his type, and to be honest, I was ugly, okay? Even though I knew me and Tim were never gonna work out, I still did not want him to date my cousin. I had one agenda, though: to keep these two away from each other. And it was pretty easy, because we went to different schools. Like, my cousin went to a different school than me. One day, I'm on my Android looking through videos on my phone, and my loud friend is next to me. She's like, oh my gosh, who's that? And I'm like, oh, that's my cousin. And she goes, oh, dang, your cousin is fine. Loud, right? So here comes Tim running. He's like, yo, who, like, you know, give me her stuff. And I'm avoiding it. I'm like, no, like, she don't really have that. slowly but surely, every day, he starts asking me for this girl's Instagram, right? And I think he finds it. I don't remember if I give it to him or he just finds it on his own. But they start texting, y'all. They're texting each other, getting to know each other, like I said. And she finds out that he's a freshman. And she's like, I think he's just a little too young for me. Mind you, she's a junior. We were freshmen. But she continues to talk to this man. And I already knew she was just using him for attention at that time. And I told him, I was like, I don't think you should talk to my cousin. Time jump, I had this home game football thing. And I wanted to go with my 9th grade girl best friend. My mom was like, oh, you can go, but your cousin has to go with you. And I was like, oh no, like I know, like now they're actually gonna link with each other, like no. So me, my 9th grade girl best friend, and my cousin, we are all in a group chat together. And my 9th grade girl best friend, she goes, look, I just want to ignore him at the football thing because blase blue. She just had her reasonings. And that's what we were supposed to do. We were supposed to ignore this man. We get to the football thing, and what do y'all think we did? We didn't ignore him. Why? Because of my cousin. Me and my 9th grade girl best friend, we were literally third and fourth wheels, just following them around while they were just off doing lovey-dovey. And it hurt me because I actually had a crush on this man and he was too involved with my cousin. Mind you, my cousin made us follow her. Like, she made us follow her. I saw them kiss. I saw them give each other hickeys, and I was so freaking heartbroken. And I told my mom, I was like, I will never go to like another function like this with her again. I promise you I'll never do that again, while she was in the car. So after the dance, I told him just to be careful, like be careful, whatever. Don't put your heart into it because you just never know. They were linking regularly after the dance. Like, he would show up at our apartment complex because he lived across the street in different apartment complexes. After, I would say,